Gone are the days of being a tourist, where you just go somewhere and sit around a pool or sit on a beach and take a photo and do nothing. Now there's this massive growth of people wanting to do stuff, and you will travel hundreds of kilometres and thousands of kilometres on a plane and everything just to go and do this. And this is your holiday. You know, it's a holiday destination where you'll come and ride for days on end or weeks on end. Mountain bikers like to travel. They like to go and ride really nice trails. So that was the ignition point.
Tassie, mate. I'm in Tasmania. I don't really know where that is, but I'm here. Just linked up with Hans. Came from Crankworx, New Zealand. He came from somewhere in Australia, and now we're here. We're gonna do some riding.
So we're here for the next 5 days or so, and we're just gonna go out, spin our legs a little bit, and the wheels too, and then tomorrow we're gonna go deep into it. Tasmania is part of Australia. It's a pretty big island that's south of Australia. It's its own territory. I knew very little about it until I found out a few years ago that there were some trails being built.
How could you not? The mountain is just there, and here's the town, and the trail starts there, you know, and the mountain comes through the town.
Wow.
And it's made for it. It's a mountain bike, like it's going to be Australia's first mountain bike town.
This community here in Derby is a great example of how mountain biking really rescued this old mining town, you know.
We knew we needed to do things to revitalise the economy. We knew mountain bikes had the potential to do that.
The Blue Derby project is a government initiative, and it's driven by the Dorset Shire Council, and they've got some vision, and they knew mountain biking could actually bring some energy into the region. Before mountain biking came here, the Derby township itself was fairly well dying. There was no industry. The mining and the timber had sort of left, and there wasn't much going on. And they were looking for an igniter, and usually mountain biking is the first cab off the rank because it really does bring tens of thousands of people into the region.
Derby was a quiet little backwater town, not much happening at all. So there was that initial scepticism about mountain biking. What was it? You're not going to spend millions of dollars and bring people in. They were really sceptical. And now all of a sudden what mountain biking has done is drawn this amazing energy into the town. The locals here are really supportive of it. A lot of them are involved now in businesses that benefit from mountain biking.
Hans and Tyler being here validates that we've got a world-class product.
I think Tyler had a good time. I mean, I couldn't see him, so I don't know. I just saw this bike just go like this, zip, in the distance, in the horizon. He was gone. That guy can ride. That guy can ride well.
It's cool. Super scenic, trails everywhere. These guys did an awesome job building.
Well, you know, I've known Tyler for a long time, and we are teammates on GT, and I thought it would be cool to have actually a hardcore rider with me to ride some easy trails. You know, anybody can enjoy these trails, and a top rider might just go a little bit faster or see some different lines on the side that a beginner doesn't see. But at the end of the trail, the smile on everybody's face is the same size.
I think it would be cool if we try to hit every single trail in the next couple of days they build and ride them all once. So there's so many trails and loops you can do, and I mean the one we rode last night quickly was just like at the beginning, so imagine that all day.
That's a big mama. Crazy. You know, they're purpose-built mountain bike trails that pretty much anybody from any skill level can ride, but people such as myself and Hans can have fun riding them too, you know? Like, it could be a straight beginner kind of learning how to ride, or people who have been riding for, I don't know, 40 years like Hans, who can have fun on them as well. There's a little bit of something for everyone here. the way these trails are laid out, it's someone who can be a beginner is gonna let off the brakes every time they feel a little more confident, you know, have a little more speed into a section and just feel the flow all the way down. And it's not something you really have to work for. People of mine and Hans level can enjoy the flow as well as someone who doesn't even know what they're doing. They're on a bike for the first time, and you know, the way that World Trail lays their trails out, they're gonna feel that roller coaster feeling, and every time they ride it, they'll get a little faster and get a little more sample of flow, and the trail kind of just does it for you, which makes it easy.
Flow is something, you know, it's for us, it's got a lot to do with predictability. You're setting people up on a ride. They can commit at 100% and not guess what's around, or wonder what's around the corner. Can I do this? Should I hit this? Should I hit this boulder or should I hit this rock? They know it's already set up for them to have a hell of a time on a bike. And yeah, sure, you still got to think, and sure, you got to, you know, keep on the track and everything like that. But we pretty well look after 90% of the thinking for you, and that's what I believe flow is. I believe it's going to be Australia's first mountain bike town. We've never seen terrain like this in Australia, and there's not many places like this in the world that has terrain like this. So we thought we're going to go 100% here. We're only at 60 kilometres, and by October we'll be at the 85 kilometres that we're looking for. And we're already experiencing between 70 and 100 people riding the trails a day. The main thing is what we look at for a project like this is to reach a thing called a tipping point. A tipping point is where you can't ride all the trails in one day. You can't ride all the trails in 2 days. And you can just scratch the surface in 3 days, which means you have to come here and stay, and you have to sleep in a bed and eat food and hang out and just absorb the whole Blue Derby experience. And that's certainly happening now. We reached a tipping point a few months ago, and you'll be staying here nearly a week to ride all the trails. And when you get to ride every trail, you'll want to go back and ride your favourite one and then mix it up with another trail. So it's all come together for us.
Very cool. Big Chuck lives up to the reputation. They did an awesome job building it. Lots of flow. Some gnarly beelines, gaps and stuff.
I was like, okay, that's got to be the bottom, and then it just kept going. It was like NorCal perfect wet dirt, but in some crazy fern jungle.
Is this the future of mountain biking? I think it's one of the futures of mountain biking and the immediate futures. I think in the last couple decades, mountain biking was predominantly influenced by the technology. But I think the next 10 or 15 years is going to be more like where and how we ride the bikes. And you're going to see more and more of these purpose-built trails, trail centers. This will open up the door to a lot more people who would have never become mountain bikers unless we have the right infrastructure for it. And that doesn't mean that natural trails will go away or that every trail in the world should be like this. I'm sure in a few years there will be a whole reverse trend towards old school natural trails, you know. And that's the beauty about this sport, is that anybody can, or everybody can interpret it their own way and can practice it how they like and on what level they like. And that makes this sport so individual and so, you know, like endless possibilities.